Welcome back, guys. I'm sorry I had to take a night or two off. Actually, I took a night off yesterday. I went to help out a good friend of mine move. He moved cross country, so I want to make sure I could help him out. Cross country. So I was out in the middle of Texas driving through the desert. I was just south of San Angelo because that's where he moved. I finally got to see those wind farms, the ones that we see like in the books all the time, like renewable energy, and they are huge. Holy crap, they're huge. Like I seen the smaller ones, but these were like the full size ones. Like each fan is driven by a semi truck, like the full length one. That's how long these fins are, and it was just a farm. Like it was like tons of acreage, and it seems so surreal because you'd be in the desert and it's a landscape, and suddenly you see like these things spinning, like something out of like sci-fi. But it was a good trip. And then me and my friend found a new comic shop up by San Angelo. It was called Fat. It was like Fat Cats Gaming. I'll double check the name. But we sat there and then we played Magic for, let's see, 4 hours at the shop, and then I ended up crashing at his place because I would have had to drive at night in the desert. So we got new commander decks, and then we're playing till like 1 o'clock in the morning. So it was a ton of fun. Just us being geeks, me, helping him set up his place, because I know what it's like to move cross country, especially with nothing. So I'm like, hey, I got some spare furniture. You can have it. I'm not going to use it. So I donated some stuff, and I helped him kind of get settled in. And we're just two nerds geeking around. And, I look forward to meeting his girlfriend, who's also a geek too. So, we'll be three dorks together. So maybe in the future I can start streaming some of our Magic the Gathering playing. But yes. So it was a ton of fun. So it was a good break. It was a good break. I needed to get out of the house. I know I'm doing a lot of stuff on my own. So it was a good break to get away from the computer, socialize with people, this thing called socializing, and just kind of change the scenery a little bit. But that's pretty much where I was at, so it's totally worth it. All right, let's go ahead and start playing in this game. The good part is I have tomorrow off, so I don't really have a lot of crazy stuff going on. Okay, so there was something with this. This was a puzzle. That's what it was. There was a puzzle to this. It was a custom deck. Okay, so this was a boost one unit to at least 125 power. Okay, so what is it? Nope. No, stop. Okay, so if the power of a consumed unit was odd, boost Arcane Drone and its power. If it was even, damage Archon Drone by its power. So let's go ahead and start. So I started here, and that triggered a whole mess. So let's start at a different spot. Let's see what happens. So if I boost that, it eats the cards. Okay. So I ate one, and it went from 2 to 5. This one went to 5. This one went to 4. This one went to... Okay, this is interesting. So, and the plan is... So this one went to even, that went to even. And there's nothing else that's even. Okay, now we have 10. Okay, let's do 10. Still trying to figure out the math behind this. Like I'm genuinely trying to figure this out. Okay, there's a 6, there's a 4, then there's a 15, 15, there's a 10, 28. So It's almost like I rather have one straight up and down. Okay, so let's do this one. This right here is a good one. This right here is the next one. This is good. Let's see what else do I have. 1818. That one's good as well, so another one down here. So let's go ahead and do that one. Ah! I don't know when this will end. I'm just doing the best that I can. And honestly, sometimes I just don't get the puzzle. Okay, so it's 14, 12. Okay, this is 10, 19. This one's hard. 6, 4. I don't have good options, I'm not gonna lie. Well now, this is shitty. The best option I can do is this one because it gives it the least amount of boost. Yeah. Okay. Okay, this is 12. Well now, this is crap. This is bad. This is kind of bad. This is pretty fucking bad too. Like I genuinely feel like I'm missing something. Ah! 63. Okay, now we're playing with fire. 30, 30, 30. 28. This one's pretty good. 33, 26. This one looks 30, 30, 30. Okay. This one gets more bang for my buck. This that one, 34, 26, 14, 10. Oh, that's not good because that's 75 card. 4, 5, 23. That's not good. Yeah, let's go with this one right here. Let's tap the lowest. Yeah. So you know, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just kind of guessing my way through this game. So, 12. I don't really have anything good. I have a 28. This is going to jack it up real high. This is the lowest one I can think of. Ah! And that still jacked it up quite a bit. Getting good cards here. Okay, I got these two. Let's go with that one. And I'm just gonna put the spider with it. What? I don't even know what I did. I don't know what I did. Oh, did I need to get the I think I got it, but I'm not sure if I'm right. Anyway, either way, I passed it. Still not quite sure what I did, but it's done. Wink. Look at that.
Rivia will never die so long as we are alive.
Yes, you keep... Okay, misfortune has befallen me. Those without mercy attack me without cause. Woe to all, for our final resting place is far. We but wander blindly in the realm of chaos. Good mother, I pray your light never fades. Hear me and slay my enemies, or I shall thy name. That's a pretty good poem.
Nilfgaard will not spit in our maws!
Good for you. You stay positive, lady. Here. Is him back here? Let me scout. Okay. No, there doesn't seem to be anything back here, but nope. This shack back here. Anything there? I really do enjoy the soundtrack of this game. It really is nice. Okay, so now let's go ahead and head northeast. Oh my, there's still some more stuff left. I seem to have missed. Okay. Oh. What is this? Okay, Your Majesty, we found corpses in the 10 traveling merchant. It appears seemed they were killed while they slept. Drain of blood to the last drop. We've already buried the bodies, but don't know what you wish to do with their wares. Take them. What? They're dead. They ain't gonna do anything with it. Okay, there seems to be one more item that I missed. Oh, there we go. Oh, I missed this right here. Come on. Okay. Rivians, know that this war is not merely about those banners fly on a court to whom you will owe tax. No, it is a matter of life and death. Forced labor, mass graves. That is the fate that awaits you. I witnessed with my own eyes those dire circumstances have already unfolded in Aendir. Thus I call upon you to take up arms and aid your queen in the fight against the Empire. Together, side by side, we shall force our enemies back across the Jeruga. Yeah, much better propaganda for sure. Positive queen propaganda. All right, who the frick is buzzing me? Okay, cool. Creature's dead. Okay, that seems to be all in order.
These lands, they look familiar to you?
Naturally, Your Grace. They're the venerable Count Caldwell's.
War, death, chaos. Everywhere but here. This land's positively pastoral.
Yeah. He sold his soul so they wouldn't damage his lands. Asshole. Okay, so... Okay, so let's go ahead and head to the northeast. Still need to see what cards do I have. I wish there was a way I could give some of the money to my men. We'll buy some cards. I'm not doing anything else with this. And that's my max. Care too much for that one. This card right here. This is not bad. My other one with the horses is a bit better, but it's good to have a couple of these still. It boosts your numbers. It's this one and the one with the horse. This guy got 2. Let's get another one. Sweet, I have 5 of him. Good card. This is okay. This card. I got 5 already. I'm heading towards the end. I might as well just kind of spend some money on some cards. Okay. Oh, exit camp. I don't see anybody wants to talk to me, so let's head this direction. Egven and Laden, I am Palatine Cadwell. You are entering the estate of Palatine Cadwell. Long live the Emperor. Yeah, good for him.
The traitorous Caldwell family's residence loomed into view. Against the horizon, it looked suitably sinister. Yet the manor had changed since Meve last saw it. 2 new wings, ornate towers, a grand colonnade. And the windows now glistened with stained glass, the gilded hue of imperial suns.
We must pay them a visit,
Seethed the queen. The great double doors opened with an echoing thud. Just inside them stood the heir to the estate, his wife and 3 children by his side, and Helena, the treacherous count's widow. Sliding the cap from his head, thus giving proof of the family's hereditary baldness, Dragomir knelt down upon one knee.
Your Grace, my father's betrayal stands beyond doubt and exoneration.
The young Caldwell said flawlessly and in a single breath, as if he'd practiced a dozen times.
And his death at your hands was most well deserved. I ask that you not punish sons for the sins of their fathers. I ask humbly, with bowed head, allow me to stay on my ancestral lands, to serve faithfully as your loyal subject.
I believe not a word slithering out of his mouth,
Whispered Reynard.
The first chance he gets to stab you in the back, he will take.
What to do here? So, here we have a situation where the father made a mistake, or the father literally betrayed the queen, literally pushed her off her throne. Okay, once again, there's a revolt against the ruling party. Okay, he's asking not to punish the son for the mistakes of the father. And then it'd be the son and the grandchildren. They were asking them to stay in the ancestral lands. Okay. Now keep in mind, she literally just gave a bunch of money to her right-hand man because his family made a mistake when they were, this is the Duke of Dogs, when he was only 8 years old and everything was taken away from him. Everything was taken away from him. Everything, right? So he redeemed himself. Now in this case, they are eating well, enough in their lands. You know, the father literally have destroyed and killed so many people. And as much as I hate to say, you know, the sins of the father does not bestow upon the son, the fact is he is living the life of luxury and lush with a brandly new estate. You know, yes, they have children, but at least I'm not executing them. I'm just banishing them and taking all their land away. So you're going to have to start from ground zero. Because it's not like he's a child. He is not 8 years old. He is a grown-ass man with a wife with 3 children. At some point, he could have told his father, no, don't do this. And he still went with it. He clearly has been practicing this because he knew this was coming, especially after he heard his father has passed away. So he's trying to save face, but the fact is, there is no saving face. Sorry, banish the family it is. Kiss my ass.
Convenient to make this request now, don't you think? Why not earlier?
Meve asked, crossing her arms and raising her chin.
It would have behooved you to send a messenger, once I'd crossed into Rivia.
Preferred to speak to you directly, Your Grace, For
you held out hope. Hope that the Blackclads would yet defeat me. You stood on their side till the last.
You have literally their logo all over your estate.
No. The Caldwells I trusted once, but I shan't make that error again. You've one day to pack your chattels and go. Leave my country.
Dragomir rose from his knee and shook out the cap he'd crushed in supplication.
Only ever as a corpse, Your Majesty.
He hissed, his vulnerable demeanor gone in a flash.
If you'll not take me for your vassal, you must take me as your foe. Men, to arms!
At this sign, armed men rushed from the house while archers appeared atop the roof. Clearly, Dragomir had expected to be refused.
Yep. He knew what he was doing. I say he's not a fool. The old adage of the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree proved to be true once again. Dragomir was as loyal as to his father. He did, however, differ in one aspect. He demonstrated competence in combat, presenting greater resistance than Meave had anticipated. Overpower your opponents within 5 turns. Okay. Standard battle. So my usual tactics might not work here. I need to hit him with everything up front. Okay, this works with this. This is great. This will not work. Will not work.
You'll not destroy my family. I won't allow it.
Let's see. Trigger Olala's loyal abilities twice. Cooldown is 4.
Should have listened to me, old lady.
That's okay. Here's what we do. We bring him out.
Mahjong. This harvest will be reaping black-clad heads. For the Queen! For the last! Yeah! My spirit's willing and how, but these damn boots are killing me.
What do you want of me?
There's a time to reap, a time to sow, and a time to die.
No. This way.
You must sweat like a swine in that jacket.
Give me the time.
Ooh. Fuck. Okay, I need to figure this out.
Arbalest to your command.
Catch! Long live me!
A dram or two, bit of soldering, a rivet or two, and it's good as new.
Start.
Father was right about you.
And he died. Spanked.
Dragomir lay in the courtyard of his extravagant manor. With the last of his strength, he clawed at the colored gravel. He resembled an insect that was hurt, damaged, yet pulled itself along as if it could somehow escape death. The Queen knelt beside him and gazed into his clouded eyes.
I want you to know your family will be looked after. You've relatives in Kedwen. They'll be sent there, properly escorted, with the proper stipend.
Dragomir wished to say something, but choked on his own blood. He was dead a moment later.
You know,
The Queen slowly stood and gave the order to march. She rode at the front of the column, deep in thought.
you know, that was really kind of her. Obviously, she faults the original, the father and the son for their actions, but she did not take that hatred upon the family, especially after her helping the Duke of Dogs. He wasn't at fault for what his family did, so that was very kind of her. I mean, she didn't execute them, she simply just escorted them and just took their lands. So it seems like a really harsh punishment, but he attacked the government. Normally execution is for the whole family, so just her saying, go live over there and never return, they at least have a chance of another life or rebuild their life somewhere else. They're just not allowed in her land for obvious reasons. So that was very kind of her. Truly a sign of good leadership and good judgment at that point. And her men seemed to really like her judgment. Because, again, the kids didn't do anything except for having to watch her slaughter their father in front of her, so there might be a chance they might come back later and try to slaughter her, but whatevs. For vengeance! Yes, a chest! Wow, cool, yay! Oh, there seems to be a lot of going on here. Okay, let's go over here, reports. Okay, Dragomir, my health is well, thank you for asking. I've other troubles though. I have it from a good source that Meve had less Mahakan with dwarves recruits supplementing her ranks. I suspect they might mean to pay me a visit. As absurd as this may sound, I like to resent events I have begun to entertain the possibility Val when she might actually succeed in liberating Lyria and Rivia. As they say, fools have all the luck. In that case, do not count on mercy. I know her well, and trust me, never has a more vengeful, malicious woman walked this world. As soon as you hear she crossed the border, put your men on high alert. Kiss your wife and children. I hope we shall see each other others soon. Codwell. Alright. Well, at least the father and son are together in heaven. Wink. A new card. A new card. Where are you? Ooh, what you do? Damage a unit by 10. If it survived, boosted by 25. Ooh! Damage a unit. So this is good when you cause self-damage onto yourself. Oh, that could be nasty. So nasty. Especially if you're trying to do a survival run. So, let me borrow you and put you in here. Trinkets are max. How did I max it out? He was just sitting there. Oh, he's just a regular one. Okay, fine. Whatever. Okay, so for right now, I really like those cards. These three are great. This one, I'm gonna leave them for right now. Anybody I need to talk to? Everybody's so quiet. Does the dog speak? Okay. Let's see, what do we got? Okay, so there's some stuff back here. Good. And then, oh, there's stuff by the bridge down there. I missed a few things. How the hell I missed all that? Okay, it could be new stuff that might have appeared. Hey, guess who got some new real estate for herself? Cotterwell's house. Okay, let's head north. Let's head south first. I seem to have missed something by the bridge. Let's see. Oh my. I did miss that completely. Did not see it. What did I miss and how did I miss that? Clearly I missed something down here. Maybe the sign? Is that what I missed? Yes. Okay, so it's just a sign. Okay, whatever. Whatevs. Let's travel over here. Okay, I'm gonna save that for right now because I don't wanna. If my what's that called? My motivation goes down, I can simply just pay the buck and it goes back up. How far is your army going? All the way, of course, duh. By the way, hi, Gun Bunny. Is this a standard battle? 5! Crunching in the dark, the Lyrians observed the Nilfgaardians' garrison in silence. They watched as fires were extinguished, as echoes grew quiet. Finally, one of the barracks were quiet with sleep. Only lone sentries remained atop the walls. Then the queen gave the order to strike. It was time to give the Roos, the invaders, from their peaceful slumber. Damage an enemy by 2. If it was destroyed, swan fire on this row. Oh my. Okay. So it's okay. 2 can play that game.
I smell a leak.
Order!
Damage all enemies by 1. Cooldown 2. Damage all units on this row by 4. Okay. So take it out now, which would be great. Warbop, Death Row. See ya. first.
A dram or two, a bit of soldering, a rivet or two, and it's good as new.
Okay, damage to anybody, number of your allies. Okay. So I should not bring that out. Let's just do this.
Ow!
Let's hold on to our abilities for the next one.
Your life is mine now.
Alright, let's bring the cavalry out.
To the last! Yeah! Cannot fear!
Bring this cavalry out.
March on, march on.
That bit's the white of an eye from half a league away.
Not quite how I wanted to play out, but it's okay.
Hail cats out!
Oh god, I hate that guy. That guy's gotta go. That guy gives immunity to the whole party. That's that little green thing
Egreto dum anime
and that guy heals.
te est.
Not a fan. Not a fan. Choose a bronze ally in your hand in the battlefield. Add 2 copies of that to your deck. Then also copies of this in hand.
Doubt I'll ever pay off these school loans.
Bigger they are, easier they are to target.
I'm not worried, but again, these guys can pull major fuckery at the end.
Thing about slings, they hide well.
Two more cards.
Wise choice. The commissar will hear.
That card I don't like. Especially if you would have pulled out early on, I would have been toast. Well now. Let's send out my scouts one more time. Stuff. I'm still gonna leave that alone for now. Can I even go this way to grab it? Ah. So I can start from here and start moving my way south to clear this out and start moving north. Go from there. Is that a werewolf? Ah, no. Werewolf's bad. See, his gun morale went down. So let's do this real quick. Actually, you know what? Let me leave that alone. Alright. Delirian army approached Lidenhead. The village sergeant Naidamir called home. He was eager to hold his family in love and embrace, recount his adventures, introduce his wife to the queen. Yet the chimes spew no smoke, no light flicker through the closed shutters, and a bit further beyond the village, a deep dark pit. What did it hold, you ask? Ha, you clearly aren't familiar with war. Yeah, werewolves are nasty. It's a standard battle. Doesn't seem to have any rules attached to it. Give me a second. Okay. I don't know how the werewolf fight. It's the first time I've seen a werewolf in this game. So let me see what the standard battle is here. Let's see. My usual cards. Wait, what do I have for places? Okay, got 2 traps. That might not be bad to have. However. No. Yes. Yes. Okay, what do you do? Every 2 turns on your start. Every 2 turns on your start, alternate between 2 abilities. Damage from the enemy by the number of allies. Heal all your units. So this might be bad to summon a bunch of people. Okay, every 2 turns on your start, summon a wolf. Okay. So, excuse me. Nope. I know he won't be the only one. Ripley is being a brat. How so? How should Katie being a brat today? What did she do? What is Meow Meow doing that she's being a brat?
You mad? Don't say that!
What happened there? Okay, random mini damage from the enemy. Heal all your units. Oh. This sucks. Do as much damage as possible and quick. Okay. Push her out.
I'll relieve you of that pouch.
This is one where you cannot build up a lot. You cannot give him the option. got more cards than I do, though. That's where you're together. Every turn on your end, strengthen yourself by 1. Well then. But that sucks. Yeah, I'm not having that.
It's gonna be a right good levy, big and beautiful.
Sorry, turnips back for an encore.
Oh, what is this?
This could hurt.
Okay, play a random bronze unit from the enemy's deck, so you take my fire shot.
Got a death wish? For the Queen!
It's using my cards. Oh shit.
Bigger they are, easier they are to target. Thing about slings, they hide well. Ever have a storm knock out one of your teeth?
Other than that, she's a brat. Okay. Why does she should brat, man? Nice. That's all that I can do. Still holding this action.
Something from nothing. It's exactly what I do.
Well then. Let's pull him out.
I think you'll really like this one.
Mark a unit and boost it by 10. After 3 turns, you start destroy that unit itself. Let's see. Draw 2 units and set their power to 1. So there will be like a 1/1 token. Of course she is. see what he does. Oh, push for the bad boy at the end. Let's see. Oh, Alice is in dead in the battlefield right now. I mean, I still won because I managed to pull out multiple cards out, so it became a numbers game. But if I didn't have that, he would have just decimated me there at the end, for sure. Oof, that was close. Okay, Your Majesty. He was rolling over you. Yeah, he was. Alright. Your Majesty, I've asked you to come no closer. This strange, it seems the Guardian soldiers have repurposed it as a mass grave. I could nearly 24 bodies. We shall prepare proper burials. Yes, yes, please do. I have the spare money. It cheers my men up to give the dead respect. Actually, in this universe, it's good to give the dead the proper respect, because otherwise they come back as specters and all kinds of nonsense. So it is really good to give them a proper burial, like no buts or ifs. Okay, so let's go ahead and try to finish this whole area out before we head north. Yes, please do. Let's head south first. Don't mind me, just a giant army moving around.
Meve spied the outline of Malabon Castle on the horizon and turned dour. True, no golden suns waved atop its towers, yet that did not mean those within supported her. Malabon belonged to House Obert, long in conflict with Meve's own, and with Meve herself.
Behind their ramparts. Do you see them, Reynard?
Asked Meve, shaking her head.
Countless ballistae, collecting dust, while war rages all around.
Fine, dude. Let's see. Collecting dust while war rages.
Perhaps the Oberts will lend us aid.
Reynard replied.
True. You've been at odds with them in the past. But perhaps now, faced with a common foe.
A common foe?
Snorted the Queen.
You mean Nilfgaard, to whom they opened their gates? Caldwell, whom they supported?
For they were convinced the Empire would win this war, and resistance pointless. Yet you have shown all the North the Blackclads can be defeated. So perhaps they shall forget old wrongs.
Let's see. Common foe. I'm gonna try to ask for help, because even though we might not have seen eye to eye in the past, there's a possibility that at this point, either if they're traders, their trading routes have been disrupted, they're possibly getting taxed or threatened, they want to get rid of the Nilfgaardians, so even though they might not be, you know, there's a lot of things that's happened. Plus, she killed Caldwell. So right now, this person's shaking in their boots, and they're like, you know what? Yeah, that's,
The things I do for the good of my realm.
Meve sighed.
So be it. Reynard, send a runner to the castle. Tell the Oberts their queen seeks a word.
Moments later, the castle's heavy iron gate creaked open. Meve rode into the cobblestone courtyard, where Margravine Greta, head of the house, greeted her. Although, greeted is perhaps not the right word, for Lady Greta granted her only a barely perceptible nod.
wow.
What can I help you with, Meve?
The war, my dear. The one being fought outside the walls of your castle.
Greta smiled to herself, then intertwined her brittle, ring-covered fingers.
I'm afraid that's impossible.
It is a vassal's sacred duty to serve her liege, and
my liege is King Willem.
Greta calmly retorted.
Against whom you have raised arms.
Willem is a usurper. He unlawfully stripped me of my crown.
The Council of Peers deprived you of your crown,
Greta said, pursing her eyes into thin slits.
Fearing you would drag this realm into a senseless war. Fear, we now abundantly clear, was well-founded.
I have returned home a victor. I defeated the Nilfgaardians in Angren.
Due to a stroke of good luck. You think defeating Caldwell means you can defeat the Emperor as well? Madness, my dear Meave. And my men will not die for madness. Leave my home! Begone from my lands!
You know what? Not worth it. I could attack him. But if I attack him, let me see. So, notice that she says that her loyalty is with Willem. She not said it was the Nilfgaardians. There is no Nilfgaardian banner. So technically she is not turned towards her family. She's still in the family, but it's towards her son. She has quoted, you know, just as a true diplomat, that she has been stripped of all her rights, which technically she has, because she has practically they did what it was, like a coup d'etat or something. They went ahead and they overthrew her. That's the proper term to say it. They overthrew her from her kingdom, and then, you know, yeah. So this is interesting. They have never gotten along. Never. They stated that early on. She spoke with her. She did not attack her. She insulted her. That's a pride thing. And it's an old woman. It's an old woman that's protecting her interest. You know, she's protecting her castle. She will not have her men die in a war. So she's looking after her men who've been protecting her. So neither party is in the wrong when you really think about it. You know, she is, for lack of a better word, the government got overthrown. The queen is just gonna be fighting around doing the ragtag thing, and she is just trying to hold her place and hold her, literally her castle in one place. So while it is not a very favorable conversation, it is not up to me to really attack and kill or destroy her home. So I'm gonna leave the castle. Might not be a good thing, but
I shall go,
said the queen.
but I shall return here once I win this war. And I shall reckon then with you and your house.
Meave kicked her spurs and set off at a gallop, sparks flying where horseshoes met cobblestones. For long afterwards, she silently mouthed a litany of curses aimed at the Oberts and their old Margravine.
Yep. That's okay, though.
Quest for death is yours, my queen. We'd rather have an accord with the Blackclads. Get on with them.
Yep. You know what? That's totally groovy. I'm okay with that. They just don't want to fight. They just want to protect their property. And, you know, most people on their uncertainty, that would try to take the path of least destruction. I mean, that's why we're right now. What's happening in the current situation overseas, where they keep saying if we can avoid a war, we can. Let's try diplomacy, because war is messy. War is not only expensive, but it is messy. You have to. It takes a lot of fundings to have the war. So, it takes a lot of resources to do the damage. It takes a huge economic damage. It takes a lot of funds to rebuild that economy. So, yes. So everybody's just trying to protect their own. Let's see what we got going on over here.
Meave now reached Willowhain, a settlement she knew well, for it lay near Waldenrad, where in peacetime she would go to escape her queenly duties and enjoy the thrill of a hunt.
Pheasant, grouse, and partridge in abundance. You will see,
said Meave in muted excitement, pivoting in her saddle to face Gascon. Alas, it appeared the war had ravaged even these woods. Where life had stirred and grown tall before, only resinous trunks remained.
Oof.
And the village itself had lost its quaint allure, surrounded now by a double stockade, a golden sun fluttering above it.
Bastards couldn't even let the damn trees be.
Gascon seethed. A dismal scene. Her once cherished wood, and it weighed heavily on the queen's spirits. Waldenrad had been a place removed, where she could rest and forget the weight of her crown. Reynard's voice roused Meve from her sad reverie.
A Nilfgaardian garrison holds the village,
he said.
We ought to drive them out. Avoid any surprise later from the rear.
Good strategy.
Give the order to attack, but none is to play the hero. We shall breach or topple the stockade together. Senseless to perish so close to home.
Reynard nodded. Moments later, the Lyrians rushed forth and attacked.
Okay. Meve recalled her first hunt in Waldenar nearly 20 years ago. She was young, naive, and nearly married to Reginald. Now the forests have been razed. Reginald was dead, and Meve shared little to common with a starry-eyed girl who first arrived into the Lyrian court. So Meve's gotta be like in her, probably like in her 30s, like at least mid to late 30s. Actually, let me look that up real quick. That's a good question. How old is Queen Meve? 'Cause I know that she's definitely not a young woman. See, according to Wiki, Meve. Okay, Witcher Wiki. Okay, human, female, widow. Blah blah blah. Biography, youth, blah blah blah. Page 16. I definitely gotta read about this a little bit later. There's a couple things that might be covered in there's a graphic novel that maybe they start going deeper into her biography, but they don't really let me see. Let's see, season 1, season 2, Boys from Wiki. Let's see. Because apparently there's a Queen Meve on the boys too. Let's see, how old is Queen Meve? In the series she's portrayed as 59, but in the book she was 34 at the time of the story. That's pretty much what I thought. Just curious. I'll see if I can find her actual age at this point in the game. Alright, but that's something for later. Short in battle. So that's what I'm going in with.
The time has come to purge these devils from our homes! Follow me!
Order!
Okay. Let's see. Order OLS by 1. Strengthen OLS by 1.
I smell a leak.
Okay, for every 2 units, boost self by 6 and damage all enemies by 2. Okay, so this gets kind of fucky. I need to destroy him first.
To thee, Nidloir!
life is mine now.
Not that worried about it yet. The worst dude is gone, so I'm not that worried about it yet.
Wise choice.
Oh, that's right. Anytime orders, this guy boosts himself up. That's fine.
Alba!
So, let's do this. Let's push you guys back.
Ah!
And let's bring this guy out.
What you looking at? Ha! Gloire! Mahjong.
Baru?
For the Queen!
Cavalry. I need to get more of his cards.
For the last! Evil and ass. A dram of two, a bit of soldering, a rivet or two, and it's good as new.
My prescription, a bit of bloodletting.
Oh, hate that healer. Let's see, Joala boost by... And he boosts him by like almost 20. That's nasty. Gotta take that healer out.
A highly curious case.
Thing about slings, they hide well.
Rivia is ours! Ours!
So the point is, when I use this card, I gotta be careful because I summoned too many out.
When the battle
it
dust had
becomes a
settled,
problem sometimes.
Neve instructed her soldiers to gather Willowhane's inhabitants. Upon spotting their armed liberators, the common folk cowered in terror.
No longer need you fear.
The Queen shouted,
No longer must you worry about homes and loved ones. The war's nearly done.
Of a sudden, a villager dropped to his knees and raised his hands to the heavens in supplication.
Crocker! Guide my queen!
Neve broke off oddly, baffled by the man's outburst. And then it dawned on her.
These are not...
The Rivians of Willowhane had been driven away.
Yeah.
Taking their place, Nilfgaardian settlers brought in to transform the near-subsistence plots of local peasants into great estates producing for the Empire.
Yeah.
Reynard managed to grasp the essence of the Nilfgaardian peasants' frantic pleas.
They wish to stay. They've come to love the land. They pledged to renounce their emperor, swear allegiance to you as their rightful ruler. They...
Neve had stopped listening. She turned to survey the hamlet. The walls of the huts freshly whitewashed, tools neatly arranged, flower beds well tended. A young girl of 6 or 7 summers peered out from her hiding place in a sunflower patch.
Your Majesty?
Asked Reynard, having noted that Meave's mind had wandered.
What are your orders?
What shall we do?
That is a good question. Had none of Guardian settlers stay. I don't know what to do here, because these are not soldiers, they're settlers. They brought them here. Remember, the Nilfgaardians' objective is practically commit genocide, replace all the people with their people, and then pretty much go ahead and produce everything that is for the kingdom. Now, this town, everybody already left. They're gone. If she tells them to go away, this land will become unattended. So it would just become another ghost city, and someone else could vacate it, a creature or something or whatever. If I let them stay, there is no guarantee that they will stay faithful to her, because these are not warriors, they're just people. And they're technically Nilfgaardians, and no matter where you're at, your loyalties will normally stay originally to your original country, especially if you're like first generation. So yeah, so they love the land. Maybe it's a lot better than what they have, considering the fact they destroy everything to build machinery. But you know, this is difficult. It wouldn't be good for me to let them see. It really wouldn't, because I don't know what to do here. I really don't. They're not at fault. They were just doing what they were told. The good part is, if you read right here, she turned to survey the hamlet. The walls of the huts freshly whitewashed, tools neatly arranged, flower bed well tended. A young girl in the 6 to 7 summer period out of the... So they are taking care of the area. I don't know. I don't know what to do here. Because, I mean, her people already left. I really don't know. And if I let the Nilfgaardians stay, I don't know if my people will be happy with that. You know what I mean? So, personally, I don't think these people did anything wrong. They are maintaining the property, and as long as they maintain their loyalty to me, I think I'm going to let them stay.
They can stay on 2 conditions. Tell them. For 15 years, they'll pay double the tax. And if any of the previous inhabitants return, they're to be given their huts, lands, and any crops produced in their absence without delay.
The Nilfgaardian settlers accepted the terms with relief. Meve soldiers with markedly less enthusiasm.
Ugh.
As the force left Willowhain, the troops made a show of knocking aside any food or drink the peasants offered.
Oh, I had a feeling that's what was gonna happen. I don't know if I did. I don't know if I did the right choice. I genuinely do not know. I didn't know what to do. I mean, yeah, I could throw them out.
Hey, Reina, Maeve! Here, Equal!
Either way, they're still living on borrowed time, because if the people return, they have to give the lands back. So it's really not a good deal for them anyway. Anyway, good thing I kept this from... Okay, where was that? That statue? Oh, there it was. That way. I generally didn't know what to do at that point. You know? I did not know. Sometimes I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of like life. Life is not just black and white. And that's why you say this. If it ever goes south, we can always recover. Alright, my men are pissed off at me. Completely understandable. I mean, they were still willing to pay double the tax, so...
Let me tell you of Ravencloft, a quarry Meve passed by. A quarry with a dark history, For years earlier, its wall had collapsed, burying dozens alive. Scholars summoned from Oxenfurt were unanimous in their findings. The rock was fragile, further digging would likely cause slides. Meve had heeded the scholars' advice and closed the quarry by royal decree. Yet now, as she neared it, Meve could hear the even tap of pickaxes. She dispatched scouts to investigate. They returned promptly, their faces sullen, their cloaks blanched with a fine limestone dust.
Quarry's open anew, Your Grace. Nilfgaardians. They've got folk in the pit working it. Appear to be from the surrounding villages.
Interesting. Their engineers have found a way to render it safe. Secure the walls.
I'd say that's right unlikely, Majesty. Judging by the fresh graves we saw.
The Queen then turned to Reynard, as ever at her side.
Reynard, what do you advise?
As a soldier, my queen, I'd advise against any kind of assault. The terrain's hard, unsuitable for a fight, and we've little to gain from a victory. As a man, however...
Yes?
To leave our folk in chains, in that death trap. 'Twouldn't be right.
I wonder if these are the people from that village.
If I were to calculate in heart and mind, keep note of gains and losses,
began Meve,
I'd bend the knee to the Imperials, just as Willem did. But bloody arithmetic won't dictate my course, for I do what's just. I do what's right. Follow me!
Her troops followed without hesitation, swords in hand, their hearts afire.
Short in battle. Meve had expected easy victory. From her scout's report, she learned that the Lyrians held a considerable numerical advantage over the invading force. Yet the Queen had not foreseen the critical Nilfgaardian strategy. They used the chained captives to fight opposites and their own countermen, and eliminate all the slave drivers.
Those Horsens, forcing my own subjects to fight us.
Ha! Your life is mine now. Oh.
Maximize the use of that card, shall we?
Wise choice.
Damage an ally by 4, brutal allies by 1.
Order! Your Grace, if we begin killing the overseers, the laborers will turn against them.
Basic copy of this unit. Every time you start summon this unit from your graveyard. Let's not.
Ever have a storm knock out one of your teeth?
Ha! This one's got spirit.
Remove the lowest enemy. Okay.
To the last!
Ah!
Catch him! He's worth 20 florins!
Ah, fuck. Well, that was no good.
Used to be, I hunted game. Men bring more coin.
So this, I gotta be careful with this.
Mahjong.
Ha!
Zericania! Source of the best goods.
Hey, don't toss that. It's perfectly usable.
The overseers are dead, Your Grace.
Yep, just have to keep killing this guy.
The Lyrians handily dispatched the Nilfgaardian overseers, more trained in the ways of the whip than the sword. Those who survived now found themselves shackled in the very chains they'd forced the peasants to wear. Peasants. Oh, unfortunate souls. The cruel labor in the quarry had taken its toll. They stood before the Queen, shrunken to skin and bone, clothed in tattered rags, their eyes reddened by dust. But in those eyes burned a brilliant fire.
Okay, this card has been added to your army. Okay, what is this?
Your Grace, them black-clads treated us like dogs, stripped us of dignity. So we beg you, give us arms. Let us march neath your banner. 'Tis a chance at revenge we seek, we want.
Reynard leaned towards Meave and spoke in a scarcely audible whisper.
Majesty, they've nowt. Not boots, not even foot wraps. To equip the lot, train them, would cost a small fortune.
Honestly, I don't really care. I got so much money, and these people are rabid. You know, if they're gonna go out, they're gonna go out, and honestly, this is a drop in the bucket for me.
'Tis true. They've nowt to their names.
Said the Queen.
Have few skills to offer and little strength. But to look in their eyes is to know they'll never flee. Never throw down their arms. Such recruits are worth coin in any amount.
Emaciated, downtrodden, the peasants met the Queen's offer with gratitude. They relished the singers in a fight.
That's fine. I'm not even angry. Sure, you want to get your revenge and you want to be rabid and be an... Yeah, go for it. Alright, let's see what we got over here. Okay. Day 1, resume operations. Day 12, Northern One collapsed. 12 deaths, 7 injured. Sent formal slaves, received slave transports, many decrepit and unfit for labor. Assigned a third of a ratio of rations. Eastern Ward collapsed, 7 deaths, 5 injured. Sent for more slaves. This is where all those villagers went. Let's see what that card does. Where are you? There you are. Restrained. Seize a bronze enemy unit. Not bad. I don't know how to use it right now. Okay, let's see what I got. Okay, it has been cleared.
Meave's force reached Cavaldon, a small, run-down town.
The Blackclads, they've a strong garrison in place.
Proclaimed her scouts upon returning from a foray.
And they stand prepared for a siege. Their stores overflow, and we've seen ballistas, scorpions.
Cavaldon can be taken,
began Reynard hesitantly.
but not without losses. Considerable losses.
A retreat.
Good thing we picked
Is
up
that what you
extra men.
advise?
I fear the soldiers wouldn't take to such a course. They're eager, Your Grace. They've a fire in them. Order a retreat and you could devastate morale.
We gotta move forward.
Our losses may be heavy,
Said Meave, drawing her sword.
but I'll make certain the vile invader suffers even more. Order the troops to prepare. We will attack.
Soon after, the Lyrians moved on Cavaldon, war drums rumbling in step to their march. Upon the walls, the Nilfgaardians stood poised to defend.
Short battle. When the Lyrians approached the wall of Cavaldon, they were greeted with a hail of bolts and arrows. The Nilfgaardians had made clear they had no intention of surrendering the city without a fight. Yet indeed they believed such a tactic sufficient to discourage Meave's siege. A harsh truth awaited them. Yeah, and this is a story battle. We have to do this battle.
I won't leave a single city to these invader scum! For Lyria! For Rivia!
My, now that is some fancy weaponry. Bet it's still got that new war machine smell.
Order! We must bring down their walls! Crush them!
We will. I gotta take care of this first.
Your life is mine now!
Wise choice.
Catch!
So my strategy is keep that back since they're not coming out. It takes out a good chunk of their armor.
Of course, as you wish, master.
Hey, don't toss that. It's perfectly usable.
A highly curious case.
Ah, son of a bee. Not a fan of that dude.
What you looking at?
Necessity. Invention's mum.
This is the dirty part about this card, right? So as long as the card keeps
Something
going
from
gray-
nothing. It's exactly what I do. What's a helmet if not a pot turned over?
The blessing.
Got a death wish?
Now we start having the guys in the back and take him out. Complete wipe out.
My favourite cut of lamb? The shank.
Okay, here's where this gets kind of focused. It's got 3 cards about it. It's nothing to attack.
We did it, Your Grace. The city is ours.
Yeah, if you do use that multiplier with that summoning card while I bought the extra ones, I was wondering if that was going to be a continuous trigger. As long as I kept sending the card to the graveyard, it will allow me to pull it out more than once, which it kind of did. Which means that we'll have to use all the tokens up front, so that way when I use this, I can use all those hits back to back to back to back. So it's just something to keep in mind down the line.
The Nilfgaardians had indeed prepared well, with grapples to repel hook ladders from the walls and long spears to rain down upon attackers far below. Meave managed on the 4th attempt to breach the defences, but did so scrambling over the corpses of her own men. The Queen was in the field tent when Reynard arrived with surprising news. To be heard over the groans of the wounded, he had to raise his voice.
Your Grace, a delegation of townsfolk. They seek an audience urgently.
Dozens of burghers stood before the tent. Between them and the Queen, a man knelt in shackles. His face was blooded as if he'd endured a vicious beating just moments before.
Who's this?
Our blacksmith, Todor.
Snarled a priestess in a frayed robe.
He betrayed you, Your Grace. Soon after the Nilfgaardians arrived, within hours in truth, he offered his labour and strength. They didn't even need to ask.
Wow.
Forged arms and armour for them, all for imperial gold.
Meave gripped the beaten man's beard, tugged upwards, and looked him in the eyes.
Did you forge the hooks and the tips for those spears?
I did, Your Grace.
It was fine work.
Growled the Queen.
Damned fine.
Show him mercy, milady!
Cried a withered old man in a flour-spattered apron.
When the black-clad bastards captured my son, they were eager to hang him. Todor spoke for him, saved his life.
He helped me too!
Hollered a woman in the crowd.
I were hungry. He shared what little he had.
The townsfolk began shouting over one another. Some told of the blacksmith's noble deeds. Others labelled him a traitor deserving of a cruel and violent end. Meave turned back towards the field hospital, pondering the case, then spotted her soldiers' corpses laid out in rows. Had it not been for Todor, there might not have been so many.
Again, this is one of those weird situations. So he was always known for helping. Again, you have people, there's an army of hundreds of thousands of people coming. He's trying to go the least path of resistance. Unfortunately, he went against the Queen. He created equipment and killed or injured hundreds of her men, so she is not very happy about that, especially when he offered no resistance. I don't feel like killing him because technically he is a good man. I don't think he deserves death. And I will not release him. So I will lash him. You know, it's a good happy medium.
Today, wresting Cavaldon from Nilfgaard's grip.
Said Meave, her tone cold and unforgiving.
'Twas your iron that felled them. 'Twill be your blood that pays the debt. 5 lashes for each of the fallen.
Todor's torturers were several, as no one man's arm could complete 100 blows. Amazingly, Todor survived the ordeal, but his body had been broken.
Yeah.
He'd never put hammer to anvil again, and spent the rest of his days a beggar.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it is not a... It's... War make... And you know, I come from the Caribbean, and I've been through devastating events. I remember when I was a kid, I went through Hurricane Hugo. And when people are scared, especially in this society where people have, and I've seen it here in the States, people have their creature comforts. When their creature comforts are taken away, people act so barbaric. I mean, we saw it when there were shortages going, when people were hoarding toilet paper, like they were fighting over goods at the store. I saw people having fights at the store because a person wasn't wearing a face mask. So when people get scared, the worst part of them come out. Did he deserve death? No, because he didn't want to fight. He was just like, whatever, you're coming over with new leadership, here you go, I could do this. But he wasn't really a bad person because he still kept helping his people, you know. So he didn't deserve death. Now, did he deserve to be lashed? Yes. The fact that he survived the lashing, it was even impressive, because most people 100 lashes, what happens is the old whips will have like fragments of bone in them, and it literally, every time it hits you, it would rip through, like, and it depends on which area. Some of them have bones, some of them have metal, some of them have spikes, some of them would just be the straight lash. But in some societies it will have bone at the end, and every time it hits you, it rips a chunk of flesh, so the person will literally bleed to death. So the fact that he survived that is pretty impressive. Yeah, I still don't know why some people's like, I wish I lived in medieval times. No. You could get accused of witchcraft and be killed, burned at the stake. There was poor medical attention, no indoor
Freedom will
plumbing.
cost us dearly. Dearly indeed. He weren't a bad person, milady. He strayed, aye, but deserved no such fate.
Well, I didn't kill him, which is what I would have done. He did not deserve to be free.
Your Majesty, the hut's untouched. Ripe grain in the fields, 'tis hard. I feared we'd have another, but the Blackclads set the wall.
I feared nothing of the sort. Nilfgaard's not stupid. Lands it aims to hold, it doesn't destroy. And Willem did bend the knee to the Emperor.
He did. So they didn't destroy any other lands near the kingdom, because obviously that's where the kingdom's gonna be. You're not gonna destroy the area just outside your door, because that will make the kingdom resist you. Not a lot going on here. There's a few more spots over there. Alright, why are you beating my peoples? Standard battle. When the scouts returned in from information that Nilfgaardian slavers had set up a camp nearby, Mie fled out a heavy sigh. She knew she must free her subjects, yet she also knew that when threatened, the Black Cat's whip in hand could turn those of various subjects against her. Yeah. I know, I'm sorry I keep using the same strategy, guys. I found a good flow and it seems to work for me.
Must be an important lesson in this. But what?
He is not a fun card to have around. He reproduces like crazy.
101, 102, 103.
Wise choice.
You mad? Don't say that! Used to be, I hunted game. Men bring more coin.
Deploy damage to unit by 20. If it was destroyed, deal any remaining damage to another unit. Play 3 trinkets from your deck. Okay, let's see if we can combine. This is the best I can do.
Necessity! Invention's mum.
Jericania! Source of the best goods.
Gonna need 3 buckets of nails and a tub full of pegs.
Copy of this unit. Every turn on your start, summon this unit from your graveyard.
I only eat corpses, except sometimes they're quite fresh.
Don't you worry yourself, Grace. We'll get her done in no time.
Fight for the Emperor and you might be freed! To work!
Got a death wish?
for a cut of lamb? Shank. Looking to dance, mate? What you looking at? I'll relieve you of that pouch.
That is a fantastic card, let me tell you what. Got you, baby.
You sure about that?
Yeah, let's do this.
Ah!
I'm pretty much done, so let's see what he's got left.
God! Infiltrate!
That multiplied card, man, if you just happen to have enough, you can either beef up your numbers real fast, or you could do, I mean, that right there with one card, I did 20 damage, and then I ramped up my forces by 60 points. So it's one of those things that you can use it that way. Around 60 points, if I remember correctly. So if you use it wisely, you can do some nasty damage. You gotta build your deck correctly so it echoes that card. Yeah, you're free, my peeps. My brothers from other mothers. There's one new marker. Okay, so apparently there's something down here. Oh, there you are. Run to the woods, getting some wood. Get to it. Oh. There you go. Sweet. Alright, so let's do some... Let's see. What else am I allowed to get? Can I buy any more? The answer is no. I can only get up to 5. But you... Get more of you? I got 5. Who are my max? My max. And my max. Now this one, if I do the multiplied on this, okay, order, damage an enemy by 3, charge 2. Whenever an ally is destroyed, gain 1 charge. Fight this with a multiplier. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Okay. Am I allowed to buy another one? No. I already got 5. Well, oh, I can't have it anyway. It'll be good to test, though. She might not be a bad one to get. She's a multiplier. The animation on him is weird. You could tell they drew him at 3/4 a little bit. So, like, he looks a little weird when he looks forward. So, but the goat is still pretty funny, though. That's still pretty cute. Oh, where's the golden card? Let me see. I am so close to the ending of this game. At least I feel like I'm at the ending of this game. Yes, okay. Okay, but I think with this, I am going to. Well, what time is it? Oh, it's only 9:10. Gosh darn it! Why am I so tired? Plus, I got tomorrow off, so maybe I could play a little bit longer, maybe a few more minutes. Okay, let's see where I'm going. There's be places to go. Okay, there's definitely some loot over there. Beef, not much. Yep. Let's go beef up my men. They need to be cheering. Okay, my queen. We found a sizable store of gold under the. Let's see. It appears someone had hidden their life savings. What shall we do with it? Leave it for the owner, or should we return? I want the card. I don't even want the money. I just want the card. I just want the card. This sucks. Especially since I just took that. I don't know. Let's leave it for now. I don't want to take. I mean, I want the card, but I'm not gonna rob people. I know, I'm a sap. Especially keep in mind there was a bunch of propaganda against me, so I don't want to make that propaganda be true or there be any truth to it. So it looks like this is pretty much all that I have left. This will be pretty good for a run, either tomorrow night or Tuesday. And this looks like it's pretty much the ending right here, because there's them moving forward. There's Meave. Some demon dogs down here, and then these are the guardians fighting down here, burning everything. I really like this artwork. This is really nice. But yes, so I think that's where I will stop for the night. It's a pretty good stopping point. But anyway, guys, I always appreciate you guys so much joining me. Oops, not one. Shift tab. God, I'm having a brain fart. There we go. I was like, holy crap. Okay. So, but anyway, guys, yeah, it's been about 2 hours, so that's a pretty good place for me to stop. Again, this has been, I really enjoyed this game. I really need to go back and play it, and I had to try to keep all the characters, because unfortunately I missed out on Ike's storyline. I missed part of Rayla's storyline. With her at the time, I didn't want to I had to dismiss her because she had just literally executed a bunch of people just to find out everything that we did didn't really matter. But you know, that's the fun part of this game. And then probably the next time I play it, I'll definitely know how to play the game a little bit better. Right now I'm debating whether to get back. Like, I saw that there's Magic the Gathering online. I'm debating whether to like get into it. I've been playing like Planeswalker with my friend. I used to play back in the day, and then I stopped because, you know, life happened, and I had a bunch of cards, and I gave them to one of my students because like I didn't have, I was a caregiver. I didn't have time to play with them. They were just collecting dust. And one of my students, he was so sweet, and he didn't have a lot of money, but he was a really good Magic player, and his cards were literally printed. They were just printed cards, but his strategies were amazing. And I go, look, here's my 3-inch binders. There's a couple of them. I'm not doing anything with them. Go do tournament stuff. And he did. And he, you know, till today, he's still like a good friend of mine. He remembers that. And I'm kind of slowly getting back into it now that I have a little more spare time. And but yeah, I'm trying to do more games. I did finally get my headphones. And I finally got an Xbox controller. However, I am debating whether to finish playing Ori on the keyboard, since I've already been playing keyboard this whole time. But for future game, I believe I picked up a Mass Exodus is the other game. Hold on, let me go to my library real quick. Metro Exodus. So I picked that up, so I'll definitely be playing that on controller. And then I should be able to finish playing Days Gone, so hopefully I can get on that tomorrow. But yeah, no, I am trying really hard to get all these games done. That's why you see me playing like a couple games back to back to back. I'm not trying, especially the story-driven ones. I try to do one story-driven one, and I try to do a couple like, you know, like Noita, there's no real story to it. Or Ori, but I do try to finish before I pick up a new game. Days Gone, unfortunately, I started it and I had to stop because I had to move and my PlayStation got packed. I just simply could not put it on my vehicle. And honestly, I'm kind of glad that I had to do that because I ended up getting robbed when I was in Austin, Texas. So that would have sucked if my PS4 would have gotten stolen. But I mean, it's a PS4, it's not a PS5, so maybe they were not giving a shit. But yeah, no, it was pretty interesting. But yeah, so I'm probably going to play Days Gone a little bit so I can get the mechanics back without streaming. I just need to get the mechanics back. And, cause it's been November, December, January, February. It's been almost 4 months and I am almost at the end. So I really need to make sure that I get those mechanics back on there. Unless you're going to see me going to the struggle bus. But anyway, guys, I always appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining me and watching my shenanigans and me rant about random nonsense. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good night. Night-night.